Alright, good morning. Today what we're going to try to do, actually what we're going to do is install these kits. This is a propane measuring app and a little indicator for inside the cabin for our 2 propane tanks here. There is the gauge here, and I think it reads empty. I don't know if we're doing this right. So I twist it this way. I'm not sure. So we're going to go digital like everything else we do with our RV. So let's see how that works out. So we're gonna close it by turning it clockwise, right?
Lefty loosey, righty tighty.
Righty's tighty, so that's off. Take this guy here.
Only I didn't say fudge.
That worked out well? Okay. Okay. Now we unscrew these things here. I think that's how this works. Lefty loosey. Yep. This is closed, right? Okay, I guess that's how to do it. Oh, that's on tight. There you go. Sometimes you need a little extra tool to get things done. Okay, cool. I can't tell, I don't know. This guy's heavy. So I'm wondering if we should just fill up the other one. You can feel the difference. Definitely has more in it. Yeah, this feels empty. This one feels heavier. Just got back from our local propane place, and we have both tanks full now. Now we're gonna install the sensors. All right, I'm gonna do something that I don't usually do. I'm actually gonna read the directions. First step is download and open the Mopeka Tank Check app. Did that already. Attach the spacers to the base of your tank if needed. What does that mean? Spacers to the bottom of the tank. I don't know if we need them. But what I do need to do is clean these tanks because they're dirty. It's done. Apply the dielectric grease to the black sonar rubber. I guess that's this thing here. I didn't know how much to use, so I just put enough to coat it completely. I think all I do is stick it on. Okay. Press and hold the sync button. Oh, hold on a second. This will ensure the most accurate reading. All right. All right, press and hold the sync button. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then click on the sensor that pops up in the app. I found that setting up the sensors with the app was the easiest part. Once everything is all said and done, your screen should look something like this. In each tank's settings, you can rename them whatever you want. So I named mine driver tank and passenger tank. So now I know what these things are for. These are spacers, because what's happening now is when I put the tank in its spot, the sensor down here, it gets moved around, and that's no good. So I got to install these here onto here, onto these parts here to where it sits, and then we should be okay. What happens now is that when you install this sensor, if you can take a look, it shifts pretty easily. All right, and we're going on bumpy roads, so we don't want the sucker to shift. So what I'm going to do is take a little bit of Gorilla Tape and just make sure it stays put right here.
How are you gonna fix this? Grit, spin, and a whole lot of duct tape.
All right, the one thing you have to remember is that if you do ever have to replace the tank, just make sure you take your sensors. So much better with the spacers. There you go. That's what we were looking for. Okay, cool. Good. All right, so this is tank number 2. If you could zoom in. Now that I know what I'm doing. This is how it's placed. So it doesn't shimmy. The sensor doesn't shimmy when I put it back into its spot. All right, with both tanks in their place, just gotta make sure they're seated correctly. There's a little bit of a lip, that's where the spacers are. And just gotta make sure that the tanks are seated. So what I'm gonna do is gonna check, just make sure that's seated in there nicely. Yes. We're good. And I just have to put everything back in, lock it in, and then we're good to go.